Hey everyone, welcome to Toy Wizards. My name is Scott Zillner and I love toys. Today we're going to talk to you about why can't we find anything in the stores? And there's a lot of factors to that and I wanted to cover some of it for you. I've been seeing a lot of questions, a lot of anger over not being able to buy toys at a store. And we all want to walk into the store like it was 1987, 1988 maybe, was like the peak of toys. And when we think of going to a toy store in that time period, it's Toys R Us, which is no longer with us. And the reason for that kind of animosity towards toy stores today is because we don't have Toys R Us, we don't have KB Toys, we don't even have FAO Schwartz. I never really liked them anyways. But that toy factor in our lives is gone. It's gone. It's never coming back. There's no way you can afford the rent these days. Not anywhere I've seen, at least, to make a toy store. Now you go out of country, go to places like Japan. There's toy stores everywhere. Why can they support a toy store and we can't? Because we want everything right now, right cheap, and delivered to our door. That means we won't have a toy store. I know, it's awful. It's awful. But that's the truth of what's going on right now. Yeah, that Toys R Us had an aisle, or two aisles, generally. For my memory, there was always two aisles of action figures. Two entire long aisles of nothing but action figures. And that continued right up until they, passed away. I'm going to use those kind of terms for that. It passed away. Why did Toys R Us pass away? Hedge funds. Yeah, they were doing good. I know people say, oh, they weren't doing very well. No, the hedge fund loaded them up with debt and then took off. They took their profit and let that company go into bankruptcy. And that debt that they loaded them up with went away as well. They made all the money. That's what hedge funds do. They steal from you. Back to the story of why we can't find toys. We can't find toys because the stores that took over the legacy of Toys R Us, and that would be Target and Walmart. Walmart being the number one toy store. Believe it or not, they're the number one toy store. You walk in there every week like I do and you see nothing on the shelves, and how is this the number one toy store? They are. Now, they don't carry toys. They don't carry toys the way we want toys carried, and that's the collector market. Now, if you look at that that Walmart toy section or Target, say there's 12 rows of toys. We're only interested in one row, right? So what about those other, 10 rows? Say, let's give it 2 rows, because sometimes you got some figures over here and you got some figures on the other side. There's 2 rows, and they're tiny rows compared to a giant Toys R Us row of toys for collector market, and that's adult collectors, action figures. Why is there 10 rows of other stuff? Because it sells better. Your action figures, your collector market, I need to have a figure be super articulated, have all the paint apps, have right weapons, so I can sit it on a shelf. Those toys don't make the big money. They don't. They're important to you, they're important to me, but they don't make the big money. Every day, a Target or a Walmart sells more in bath towels than they sell in G.I. Joes or He-Man. Why aren't they stocking your toys? Realistically, it just doesn't bring in the numbers. Numbers are not there for them to really stock a toy store like we remember in the 80s or even the 90s. Even a KB Toys has more toys in it than a Walmart or Target. So when those stores went under, it meant that there was now, for the big companies, Mattel and Hasbro and stuff, 30% loss on the books. It's right there. It's 30% done and done. And another thing to understand, that 30% means they don't make as much, the prices go up. We've already seen that in the last 2 years. Figures being just every 6 months, figures cost a little bit more and a little bit more. Some of the G.I. Joe figures are now $22, $24 a pop. And they were $17.99 when they started. So that's, not a big difference in time for price. Not to mention, they're also making these figures with less accessories. Why are they making them with less accessories? Because the other lines like Star Wars and Marvel, they can't give you as many accessories for the price point because they own this property and they don't own this property. So that means they're actually starting to stiff us on stuff for G.I. Joe so that Joe figures don't look too much better than Star Wars or Marvel Legends. Yeah, that's happening. One of the big things about that 30%, that 30% loss means they're now, everything costs more, they're making less. When you make something less, it costs more. The big orders from Toys R Us are not there. And so we're not getting as many toys. Also, toys are being made for the guys that buy them. That's Target and Walmart. Target and Walmart want a constant new thing on the shelf. Their only point of getting those exclusives that we hate having to hunt for is to get you into the store. Because if you go into the store, you're going to buy something else. You're going to buy milk. You're going to buy peanut butter. You're going to buy a toaster. Whatever else you buy when you're in that Target, that was the point of them having that exclusive toy, was to get you into the store. That's it. It's like, okay, we'll carry your toys. But, you know, with that order of toys for the year, we also get an exclusive. That exclusive is to draw people into the stores. Collectors hate it. They hate it with a passion. Well, I don't have a Walmart, or I can never find anything at Target. And that's just how things go. The other point of that factor is that when you are going into that store and you're not finding your toy and you're leaving, you buy it somewhere else. You buy it online. You buy it at Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth. Now, those are sites for collectors. Now, if you buy it somewhere that's not a site for collectors, like Walmart or Amazon, they're going to give you this. Yeah, they're just going to crush your figure in there. Why did they crush my figure in there? Because to them, this is no different than a ketchup packet. They don't care one bit. Now, when you order from a store like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth, Hobby Link Japan, they care for your toy and they're going to pack it better. So you need to figure out how and where you're going to buy your toys. You cannot expect to walk into that store and be Toys R Us 1980s. It's never coming back. You're not going to have that. On top of that, that old model for that 1980s Toys R Us was when you had a toy line, you would just keep refilling figures. So He-Man was on that line forever. Remember Turtles? You would still buy the same Turtles over and over again, and the back of that package would have like 91 different faces on it because they were stocking 91 figures at that thing. Target, Walmart, no, they want 6 figures every 4 weeks or 6 weeks and get them out. They're done. We want another 6. We can't buy them quick enough because they're never in the store enough. Stores get 6, 8. They get, you know, if they're on the shelves for 6 weeks, that's a month and a half. They get restocked twice, maybe if you're lucky. And that's 2 dudes buying them, because I've seen guys go in there and just buy the whole case. When the first Cobra Island hit, everyone was really on people. Like, you should only buy 1 and then leave the rest for another collector. Don't buy more than 1. Now, Cobra Island 2, and everyone's like, I'm taking the whole case. Who wants one? I've got extras. Oh, yeah, what do you got to trade? Yeah, they're for sale, $50. Everybody is flipping them now. Where, you know, Cobra Island 1, they're like, no, you need to leave one or you're a scumbag. And now they're like, screw it, I'm buying them all. Everybody's like that. Everybody's buying everything you can get, and it makes it really tough to buy toys. Not to mention, I've said this several times, I'm going to say it again, with COVID, a lot of us are now new toy collectors. Not me, I'm an old toy collector. There's a lot of new collectors out there, and there is new flippers. New flippers meaning that, hey, I've got to make some money. I've got to feed those kids. If I pick up a couple toys here while I'm out getting food for the kids, I can sell those online. I can make $3, $5, whatever they want to make. And that helps them out survive. So don't shame those people for flipping. I know well, I want it and that guy's selling it. Well, that happens, man. That's just how Toys World works. It's always worked that way. People have always bought stuff to resell it. In fact, we wouldn't have any of those collectible toys right now if everybody opened them when we bought them. That's how toys become valuable in the future, is because people didn't open them, save them, and then were able to sell them later on. Comic books are a big factor in that. Why are old comic books worth so much money? Because they read them and they tossed them away. Nobody saved them. All the mint Action Comics #1 is because it got put into a trunk, put into grandma's attic, and forgot about for years and years, and then dug up and like, oh really, this is worth money? As many of those super collectible comics that we have now, that many was thrown away because they had no value to that person. So it's a tough world out there. Why can't we buy toys? Because 1, they're not made enough. 2, they don't stock enough. And 3, we expect them to be on the shelves when you should be doing more pre-orders with collectible sites like Entertainment Earth, like Big Bad, like Hobbylink Japan. That's a way to get those toys. Now you say, oh, but I got on Hasbro Pulse and the pre-order sold out, so I didn't buy it. Hasbro Pulse only puts out a small percentage of their pre-orders because they're selling the toys to Big Bad. They're selling the toys to Entertainment Earth, and they need those guys to make money too. So they cap their pre-orders artificially so that you will go to those other sites and buy them there. Pre-order from those sites, you will get better packing than you do at Walmart or Amazon, I can tell you that much. All right, guys, that's my rant for today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Please follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, and all that kind of good stuff, and we will keep bringing you such great content. I'll see you later.